Hey there, welcome to Coding with Drew. I'm Drew Carricker, and I'll be your instructor. In this video, we're going to talk about how to write a resume that will get attention. Now, you've probably heard a lot of bad advice in the past, the advice only one page, or weird rules that don't really matter, and it's somebody who probably doesn't have a six-figure job. I'm just saying that not as a judgment, but as a cautionary. The only rules that apply are get somebody's attention. That's it. If that means you don't have any experience or any skills, you want to just make it a colorful website, then by all means do. I want to show you a website that this really impressive human I met. His name is Tim Guyman, and I'm going to show you his website. Please hire Tim Guy. I think I'm spelling it. Sorry, Tim. Please hire Tim Guinan. I'm probably butchering his last name. We don't go by a last name. So Tim, when he was working at Pizza Hut, he was a delivery guy. He had done college, but he really wanted to work for the company Flywheel. He had already applied like 2 or 3 times and gotten turned down. And so what he did was he decided to look at who the founders of the company are. And he looked for their picture. And then he used the skills that he had to make 8-bit art of him making basically a joke. And the whole website is a joke. It's a fantastic joke. It's hilarious. I highly recommend giving it a shot, especially watching this video. It's mostly audio, so make sure you got your sound on. But this got Tim a job, and not only did it get him a job, but it got recognized and shared with the entire company at an all hands call. I just wanted to share this with you because this is not a standard resume, right? This is fun. I want to work with this person because they seem like somebody I'd enjoy their company every day. With our resume, the whole intention is to get attention. I want a recruiter to reach out to me because they can't see a future at their company without me working for them or with them. So, yes, there are some formalities. I do say that if you're going to submit a resume, it should be mostly professional. No swear words or anything that would be considered unprofessional or offensive. But beyond that, there really are no hard, fast rules. You can break every one of those rules that you've heard in the past. So the next thing I would like to show you is my website, drewlearns.com. And if you take my free course, I show you how to not only gain the skills to build a website just like this, but I give you this website, the shell of it, and all you have to do is fill it out with your content. In fact, raybuck.dev is a website just like mine where Micah Raybook has gone and created his own portfolio website, and it's got articles and his resume. It's pretty much my website, but he's customized it using the skills he's learned in my free course. But my point is that if you've heard like your resume should only be 1 page, false. If you've heard you have to have 1 page per 10 years or it's all false. So my suggestion is to build a portfolio. If you're in a specialty or a skill set, regardless of whether you have a niche in, let's say, nursing, you probably are an expert at something related to nursing, or you have some tips or skills you'd like to share, create a website using my free course, and then share those tips as articles that will make you appear to be authoritative and very knowledgeable in your craft. Now, these will help you to get your word out, but also make you more attractive and grab attention. So on my website, you can download it, look at it. I would suggest to get attention, the first thing that you should do is have a highlights. So a highlight reel at the very top. Now, mine doesn't do that, but when I'm applying for a specific job, my highlights page goes at the very top. So I have highlights and then I have recommendations. Now, if you're curious how I have so many recommendations, I get on LinkedIn and I connect to every single past coworker I can find, and then I ask them for a recommendation. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to my network. All right, I'm on my network page. I'm going to click on my connections. And then let's say I pick Elizabeth Lambert, for example, and I go to her user, and then there is more, and then you can request a recommendation. I'm just going to go ahead and request it. And then you give this information. Now, this is one way to get recommendations, but I suggest the best way to do it is to click more and give a recommendation by clicking recommend, and do this generously. Don't critique. What I would do is be very generous and talk about you can copy paste those recommendations and put them into your resume on the last page. That's what I do. You can put it really wherever you want. Highlights should be the first page on catered and contoured resumes that you're applying for a specific job. So you would fill this out specific to that job. So if the job requires Jenkins, for example, I would remove bamboo, or I just leave it as is, but this would be the highlight, the first one on the list if they must have. That way, at a quick glance, they can see, okay, this person already meets what I'm looking for. Now I can keep reading. Otherwise, you might get a 10-second glance. So the more information you can provide in an easily consumable format, the better. I recommend using smaller fonts, using the same 12-point font all the way across, but change your title and make sure you specify whether you're remote or what your location is. You can also do interesting things with training. So let's say you got a really great ACT or SAT score and you want to showcase it. You can take your resume and use free tools like Cloud App and host an image of that and link to it. So you can see my Akamai DevOps training certificate that I just included on my resume in case somebody was curious if I actually completed it. Otherwise, there's no real proof, but it's just extra, right? There's no reason to include a picture. Don't include pictures on your resume. It should be font heavy, at least in my opinion. But like I said, there's no hard, fast rules. If you really wanted to put a picture, because that's the thing that you think will get you the job, do you have my blessing, and I won't judge you for it. All right. So now I think if you can follow and take other people's resumes and ask other people for their resumes too. Like you can ask your coworkers, hey, I'm trying to spruce up my resume, or ask friends or family, I'm trying to spruce up my resume. Can you send me what yours looks like so that way I can compare it? And I like to think mine's pretty impressive as well. So definitely take a look. But that's a resource that you can use to compare and contrast yours. And then those are also resources where you can say, hey, I finished sprucing up my resume. Would you by chance give it a look? And my recommendations list is pretty low. Would you mind giving me a recommendation as a professional colleague or friend? Anyways, I hope to see your resume on your portfolio website that you've created for my free course. But if not, if you have any questions, you can always DM me or at me on Twitter as Coding with Drew K. And I look forward to seeing you and your journey. Keep me posted. Bye.